Hello everybody, and welcome to a data analysis video. Here I'm going to be going over the data that I collected from my YouTube subscriber July survey and my YouTube subscriber October survey, and kind of comparing the results in kind of a cool way. I'm not going to be like showing like individuals' responses or anything like that, so if you did fill out the survey and you wanted to be anonymous, there's nothing to worry about there. But this is just some interesting stuff that I wanted to show you guys and really show you how this type of data helped me. So without further ado, let's dive in. There is a bit of ordering, and some questions are on one survey but not the other, so I'll be covering both of them. But yeah, so how long have you been a subscriber? This one's pretty interesting. In July, which is going to be on the left, October is going to be on the right. In the July survey, there was a large chunk of people that had been with the channel for 1 to 3 months, and in the October survey, that percentage had gone down by 10, but the less than 1 month had gone up by a little bit, and the 3 to 6 months had gone up by a little bit, which makes sense because if a lot of the people are 1 to 3 months here, it makes sense that 3 to 6 months would go up. Longer than 6 months stayed roughly the same though. So a lot of the people from the July are stuck around and now filled out this section of the curve, and there's a lot of new people still. Over 50% of the people that filled out the survey are less than 3 months following the channel, so that's just kind of interesting. Here it was about 60%, here it's about like 57%. So lots of new people coming in, which is always great to see. How did you find my channel? I don't really know why I include this question. It's just kind of something I'm interested in, mostly to see if anybody like gets it from friends. Nobody did, but it's cool to see that the data kind of confirms itself. Roughly 70-30, 75-35% of the people just find it because you're searching for a draft video and it comes up, and then seeing it from a recommended thing is a little bit less likely. But this just shows that it's important to make sure I optimize my videos to be able to be found when draft videos get searched, because people are finding the channel from YouTube search engine. What percentage of a video do you usually watch? I ordered the question slightly differently, but if you look at it on this side, it's the same data, which is really good to see because it really helps confirm that. Sometimes I worry that people only watch the drafting portion, or that they like watch part of the draft and then just leave halfway through, but I just always like to see this. They watch the whole thing, because I said I worry. It's because I can always make the stuff shorter. I can like edit out some of the matches if they're boring or things like that. But the fact that 50% of people in both surveys watch the whole thing means that it's really nice to keep including all of the draft because people are watching it. And then the next most significant chunk is the drafting portion, and then a couple of the matches. I will say that this data is from the people that are oftentimes the most invested in the channel, because they are taking that extra couple of minutes to fill out the survey. So it makes sense that these people would be watching more of the videos. So I'm going to say that this data is a little bit biased, because the people that are filling this out probably are the people that are more likely to watch the whole thing. But it's still cool to see that the data kind of lines up, and that a lot of these people are watching the draft and then a couple of the matches, or even the whole draft, which is quite nice. These other portions are quite small pieces of the pie. How do you primarily play Magic is another really interesting one. So in the first time I did this one, where is this one? Oh, yeah. The first time I did this one, 57% MTG Arena, 35% paper, which is just insane, because MTG Arena is not that like hasn't been around that long, but still a majority of the people primarily play Magic on Arena, which means that when I make content, Arena content is a really good way to go. Not to say that paper is a insignificant part of the share. 35% is still a lot, 36%. And MTGO actually did have 6.3%. MTGO is completely gone here. Not a single person primarily plays Magic on MTGO from this sample, which is just kind of an indication of where MTGO is going. The share that was MTGO got absorbed by Arena, still about 35% in paper, so it stays relatively consistent, and it's just very interesting to see MTGO completely faded out. That was something really interesting to me, and that's probably why my MTG Arena videos generally do better than my MTGO videos, because people want to know how to beat those bots and stuff like that. Maybe that could inspire content on like bot updates and stuff. I don't generally like that type of video because it isn't useful to that 35%, and this is still a large enough chunk that it is definitely always worth talking about how to draft in paper. It's never worth just like, oh, this is how you draft, but it's only applicable to Arena. You've got to keep in mind this is still a large chunk of the population in my sample. This one was from the first one, but it was just kind of I didn't have this question again because it didn't seem super useful, but it didn't seem super useful to do again. But if I posted a video every day for 10 days, how many would you watch? And most of the people said 7 to 10 range. Again, this is the people that are choosing to respond to the survey, so they're more dedicated to watching my videos, but still about 50% of the people would watch 6 or less, and then a decent percent, like 1 out of every 6, would only watch 1 to 3. So this was just kind of to get a sense of, if I posted a video every day, would I be overwhelming my subscribers and with too much content that they couldn't even consume? And the answer was kind of yes. If only half of the people are going to be able to watch every video, and even if they would only be able to watch 7. You don't want to overwhelm them because you do want to allow them to feel involved. Not to say that I wouldn't post a video every day if I had one, but spacing them out every couple days, definitely a good thing to be doing. And then these are some questions that I didn't include in the future survey. What types of content would you like to see in the future? Not very many votes for constructed, which makes sense because my audience is primarily limited base. I'm just going to assume the people that didn't vote draft just misclicked because most people probably wanted to see draft. But yeah, most people and then level up's just very low on the priority scale, but not a lot of voting for constructed and stuff like that. If I make constructed videos, standard got the overwhelming vote. This was you can vote for as many as you want, like check all that apply. So standard got a lot of support, but the other ones are just minuscule, cool. So there's not like a ton of interest in those ones. And then we get to questions that I did on the Twitch stream. Question is on both streams, so I can go back to comparing them. But it was going down some questions that I added that were new. How would you describe your skill? Yeah, this was the new one. Yeah. How would you describe your skill level in Magic? 69% said intermediate. And then 11.3% said beginner. So 80% of my viewers said they were beginner or intermediate, mostly intermediate, which is just really good to know because you need to make sure that you are talking about the types of things that are relevant to an intermediate or a beginner player if you're making videos primarily for intermediate players. Seeing there's 20% advanced is also useful to know, but it means that I do need to make sure that I'm always still talking about those concepts that may seem simple and straightforward to me, but that are still big level ups for intermediate and newer players. This was just a really cool piece of data that they collect. Also, people place themselves. The fact that people place themselves in intermediate, I think, is there's a sampling bias there as well. I love stats. That's kind of why I love these types of surveys. But there's like a sampling thing where people are oftentimes going to choose the middle option. That's like just like thing in statistics, but lots of intermediate players, which is good. That's about what I'd expect. And then I had some questions that are based on newer things. What do you think of the Pioneer format? A lot of my viewers said they wouldn't play it. Could be reflective of the fact that they aren't excited about the format or that they are mostly drafters. 20% said they're excited, and then 15% didn't even know what Pioneer was, so they don't necessarily stay up to date on the new, on like the up and coming, what's going on in Magic scene. So maybe those are the more the paper players, but not a lot of interest in Pioneer. It doesn't mean I wouldn't make Pioneer content. That is the type of thing that even if it doesn't appeal to this specific audience, the people that are my current subscribers, it's a way to expand into new audiences and reach newer people. But if there was like, I'm excited to play it from like over half, then I would like be very likely to make Pioneer content, because not only do a ton of my subscribers want to see it, but a lot of people that are new might be able to be exposed to my content. But here, a large percentage of the pie doesn't even know what Pioneer is or isn't excited to play it. What do you think of Brawl? This one was really interesting as well. A lot of people enjoy Brawl. Almost half of the people enjoy Brawl. 15% of people still don't know what Brawl is. I wonder how that cross-references with the people that don't know what Pioneer is. It'd be interesting to see. I can check which people voted, like how each individual one voted. Like it's still anonymous, of course, but I can see like if people that voted for not knowing what Pioneer is didn't know what Brawl was either. But that's probably a similar overlap. But still, a large chunk doesn't enjoy Brawl, but there is a large chunk that does. So this could be a good little piece of a niche to go into, maybe, and make some Brawl content, because a lot of people do enjoy Brawl, and so would likely enjoy Brawl videos. This was just a kind of another couple interesting things. This is a new game that the people that make League of Legends are coming out with. Legends of Runeterra. It's a new card game, and I was just wondering if there was interest or if people knew what it was. But people really don't know what it is, which means there's not really a ton of necessarily overlap between the League of Legends community and the Magic community. The people that did know what it was, most of them. So if you look at this as the percentage of people that know what it is, 80% of those people said that they probably weren't going to play it, that they were not, they didn't want to try it out. But 20% did, and a lot of people had no idea what it was. So yeah, just kind of interesting to see there. This was another one. If you've ever played a MOBA game like League of Legends, most people knew what a MOBA was. And of the people that did, it was pretty much like split on whether or not they had played them. But yeah, 40% have played a MOBA game, 40% know what they are but had never played, and then decent chunk hadn't played. Auto chess was actually kind of surprising to me, because I figured it would be similar to a MOBA game, but I guess they are much. It is a much smaller genre still. 50% of people didn't know what auto chess was, and then it was roughly similar to the Legends of Runeterra type distribution. Like, of the people that did know what it was, like 20% had played them, and 80% had not, but that's just another interesting stat as well. And now we get back to the comparison. Have you ever watched my Twitch stream? This number, roughly the same. No, but I know you have a Twitch stream is definitely the biggest category here. It definitely went down a little bit, and the yes number went up by like 5%, which is quite nice. Cool to see that more people that participated in the survey at least have seen my Twitch stream. That 5% bump is definitely a pretty significant one, and no, and I did not know you had a Twitch stream, went from 7% to 5.8%, so a lot of that, it means I've been doing more to raise awareness for my Twitch stream, or maybe my videos and reflect. I've made more videos in this time period that have been from my Twitch stream to my YouTube channel, but that's just kind of cool to see. That number went up by 5%. Definitely good for the Twitch channel. Have you ever looked at the channel Patreon page? Another one that was pretty cool to see. It went from 21% up to 26%, so another 5% bump. I'm definitely doing a lot more advertising for the Patreon than I was before, so good to see that as well. And the number of people that do not know what Patreon is went down as well. And so most of it was just most of the people that had checked out the Patreon. It makes sense that it would go up potentially, because people that had already checked it out have already checked it out, and there's just newer people, and you only have to check it out once to be able to click yes. But it's cool to see that number is going up, because the Patreon is really a good way to get back to the channel, and I do like it when people have sent traffic over there. Still, not a lot of people do check it out, even like they don't even click on it, which is something to keep in mind, and maybe I could do different things to advertise it. Same with my Twitch stream. Most people still haven't watched. The fact that a majority haven't is not a surprise, because YouTube and Twitch are very different platforms, but I always want to get those numbers up, so that's cool. And then the rest was just personal responses, so I won't like go into detail on those, but I really do read every single one of those comments. I really do appreciate everybody that takes their time to feel out what's your favorite part of the channel, what's one thing you'd improve, do you have any other feedback about the channel. Those 3 questions are really where I get a lot of useful data as well. One person said their favorite part of the channel. I'm not gonna. The one person said all they wrote for what's your favorite part was hello, 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 which was really funny. I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, pretty good sample sizes. 64, 71. We're definitely growing in terms of the response. This one was conducted starting on July 24th. This one was conducted starting on October 24th. So September, October. So it was like 2 months apart. So nice to see some growth in these areas. All the data that I was able to collect was really useful for me. I hope you enjoyed this kind of like data overview thing. Pretty cool to see that a lot of people were willing to help me out with this type of data collection, and I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any thoughts in the comment section. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.